Welcome back, friends and friends, for the upcoming video. Don't worry, it's not this one, but it's going to be similar to this one. So I believe this is the C2 Corvette 427 there. You can just see I have left it in the States since I did the coverage of it. So why the C2? Well, because I have actually the successor to this vehicle. It is a Stingray. It is the C3 version of the Stingray, and it is specifically the 1970 version of the car. Obviously, it's also the Maisto version of the car. So I just saw these in Walmart, and there are two more videos coming up with this. And interestingly, Walmart had these on sale, and they were actually cheaper than this. Not actually this. You know the Coke versions of the M2s? They had a Dodge Challenger, which I was just saying to myself, when's the last time I actually saw the Dodge Challenger from M2? So unfortunately, it was a choice between the Maisto version of the Challenger, which I ended up getting, or pay $3 more and get the Coke licensed version of the Challenger. 1970, both of them. The Challenger will be coming up, but it's not obviously this video. This video is this car here. As you can see, it is a 1970 Corvette done in 1/24 scale, and as you can see there, it is obviously the Stingray, even though they don't see it down there. And the other important thing that we will take away from this video is it is what they used to call the T-top. So if you look at it like that, a T or an I, and then this can be a weird looking H. And obviously you can see there the Chevrolet checkered flags, front and back of the car. You can see the plastic holding tight the hood. Obviously the plastic holding the doors closed. And so there we have the way to look at it. So what else do we have to cover? I did see, okay, so there's a bunch of Bugattis. There was the Chiron and the Devo. I don't remember seeing an Audi at all. I didn't see any Acuras. Ford, what did they have from GM? Dodge, obviously, I'm going to show you in 2 seconds the Dodge that I ended up buying. You already know because I said it earlier. Jeep, they had something. Lamborghini, I believe they had it in LP640. Sorry, 540 Gallardo, but I don't remember now. Nissan, they had a Tacoma, unless that's Toyota. And then Shelby, actually, they had the GT500 Mustang, I believe it was the 2020. Toyota, what am I going to say about Toyota? There's, I believe, is the Tacoma, and it's not Nissan. I think they had a Nissan Z. So the R35 version of the car, but I'm not sure. And then Volkswagen, obviously, interestingly, they do own Bugatti, but I did not see anything Bugatti-ish from them. There you have GM. So they will do the GM that nonsense, but they'll also do this nonsense. However, you see there the AMG. Why that's important, and I don't want to drag this video on for 15 minutes, but it is primarily a car channel. I want to do a figure review next, but they had this. So do you see there? I see some of this sometimes on the roads to and from work. Obviously, this is a Mercedes AMG GT, so this one will be coming up eventually, sometime after the next one, not this one and not the one after. And so the last one that I ended up getting is this one here. The one I was complaining about earlier, it's actually, in fact, the heaviest of all of these. It is this. RT, and obviously it's the convertible. I have the similar green light to this. You can just see there, 426 Hemi. So hopefully it has more detail than the Buick Riviera, which was indeed a letdown. So at least this engine is going to be more than one color, because you can see there the shaker hood. The wheels actually look better on this than they do in any of the other two. So those wheels are actually the Stingray's original wheels, but these wheels are pretty boring. I'm just saying, Mercedes, you can do so much better. But anyway, that's for another video. Now that I've wasted already, I think 5 minutes, I will try to get the interesting thing. You see the here, this is that they're not taped up. Now, there are probably a lot of effort if you feel the need to steal them. Because without the cardboard, they are quite big. And so therefore it is actually, I don't need a knife at all. I will need a screwdriver though, eventually, to pop this off the base. They are quite difficult to get back on the bases, just to let you guys know, because there is no plastic base. It's literally just that stupid cardboard. So once I do get it out, it is in fact quite difficult to put it back in. I did it with the Riviera, but it was quite, like I said, time consuming. And I will do it again now, because it is in fact even harder to showcase it with the silly cardboard on the bottom. So with the Stingray, the one thing that I'll let you guys know is, and gals, is the rear view mirrors are quite easy to break. Thankfully the Riviera only came with one, so I only had to do half the work. Because the last thing you want to do is have a new product like this. So this is what I was saying. These screws just go into the cardboard like that. So they are exceedingly difficult to put back into place. Can be done though, just have to be patient. And there we have it, the nice and shiny blue, pearlescent blue. You can see the gear shift in the middle there, steering wheel on the left, and nice and decent seating for two. That's pretty much all that's provided. There you have the Corvette symbol in the back, the Chevrolet racing flags in the front. And we have, I'm not too sure the reference they're making here, 512 BHQ, December, and a California license plate. You can just see the grille there with inserts for lights, of course, as big as this model is. I don't want to drop it. No four-wheel steering, so just bring that up. Their larger 118 offerings I brought up with the Dodge Viper do allow it, but this one does not. So, starting with the front, I guess, even though I've covered pretty much everything else, you have the white rearview mirrors. We have even a rearview mirror in the center there. So you can see out, even though it's a convertible, you can see out the back. You have there the hood scoop, which does not have any openings whatsoever. It's more aesthetic in this case than practical. A little bit of wobble, actually. We'll be opening this up last, as you can see there. Relatively easy. On to the right side, we will go the opposite direction. There you have the wheels are completely filled in. They're obviously not solid, but they are hollowed out, but they are filled in. In other words, there is no way to see underneath them. And then here we have the grille version. So one of the defining differences between the 70 and I believe the 69 was this. The 70 had the, I want to say gills, like a fish, and this one has the grate. And there you can see Stingray. And my dirty fingerprints all over the side. Rearview mirror all in silver. I do enjoy it when the manufacturers put the highly reflective surfaces for the rearview mirrors. There's the plastic that keeps the door closed. We will remove that last because when I destroy it, it will not go back on. And then finally to the fun part of the model. And why is that? Well, because the left side, you can just see some miscolorations of paint there. And the right side are quite exactly similar. However, the front and the back are completely dissimilar. Two of the exhausts on the other side. We have once again 512 BHQ. And I believe it's 2009. The year. So if somebody knows the reference for this, let me know. And you have the trademark for rear lights of the Corvette. And I do believe this here is what's supposed to be the gas cap is right there. So then this is just for the radial antenna. Anyway. And for once we can look into the interior for the two seats. I believe there was something about the trim level being told by the belts for the seats. But obviously we cannot tell. And then this thing, because it is glued on, once I do take it out, it's not like the Riviera where I can just slide it back on. Unfortunately, the Stingray you can see here is wider around where the seats are. And where the... And this is actually in fact elastic, so I could probably put that back on. depending on how badly it is. You can just see there how it is. Okay, so I just loop it around. And we are free. So already I think it's at least less worse than the Riviera. Doors don't open too wide, which is better or worse. I don't know. Let's just say less worse. So there you have it with the doors open, looking into the cabin. And you can just see there the highly reflective surface of the rear view mirror in the center. And the shades. I don't want to move them down. I don't want to break them. Seems to me something like it would break easy. There's a defroster. Everything else appears to be in the right place. There's in fact, the pedals. You can see there the clutch in the left, the brake in the middle, and the gas pedal on the right. So a lot of detail actually, not too bad. And so finally, I'm gonna pop the hood, and there. See, this is how the Riviera, if they had done it right, would have been like this. Because look how nice that looks. Almost on the level of their 118 Dodge Viper. Pretty close, especially for the 124 scale. So I'm hoping now that the Dodge Challenger and the AMG do something on this level, because it looks really nice. Like, you gotta hand it to them. They actually did a not bad job for $12. So if you have a choice between this and this, and you're not too hung up on size, perhaps this one looks way better. Way better. And here's the other thing too. It's very important to see how the hood is holding itself up. Perfect. And so here we are finally, 1970 Corvette. We all know it's the Stingray from Maisto, made in China, 124 scale. Everything on this car, you can see the transfer case differential, dual exhaust. Not quite like the Viper where it's a different color, but still great. Still not bad. So this is totally made up for the lackluster Riviera, which unfortunately did not live up to the hype. Anyway, I will stop rambling on. Like I said, looks really nice. Gonna be difficult for me to put back in the box, but the good news is I would put it in the back in the box like this. Perfect. So there you have it. Unfortunately, I'm trying to get the name of the engine. It's the 350. So there's, I think, 4 different versions of it. And unfortunately, I cannot, for the life of me, read what it says underneath there. But you can just see there 350. We'll just pretend it's the LT1, just to save all those fights. Because there's no car trim level given to us, we just assume. I also saw on the inside of the car, you can just see there the manual shifting instructions as well. So really nicely done. I will give it to them for that. So if you're looking for a $10 version of a $90,000 sports car, here it is. Most Walmarts, I imagine this Walmart, actually, I went to 2 Walmarts yesterday. They did not have any of them from Maisto, but I just happened to walk into this one and it had this. So anyway, fans and friends, I apologize for rambling on and on, but as you can see, there was a good reason for that. It was this 1970 Corvette from Maisto. You're getting way better for $2 more than you did here. I don't like to rag on M2, but I'm going to rag on M2. If you guys can't do this, then how do you expect to do this? Oh, I haven't done any of their 118 scale though yet, so I don't want to pay $40. I don't think it's three times better than this. But anyway, so we'll just pretend I can't read what's underneath the 350 because it is in tiny letters. But later on, if I do happen to, or if somebody else has taken off the hood, For sure, you're welcome to insult me on the comments. Let me know what it is. I will just say this is the best 19th version of the 1970 Stingray 01 out there. Although I think the 01 had actually a different engine. Anyway, thanks for watching. It's Thomas from Toronto, and to the next one.